A 17-year-old girl reports to the police that her father had been molesting her, and then 3 days later, she vanished. But before we get started, welcome to True Crime with Maneater. If you love all things true crime, including missing person cases, cold cases, and just the strange happenings of the world, you've come to the right place. Be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you never miss a video upload. Let's get started. On October 19th, 1982, Mindi Chambers was last seen leaving her home in Arizona. Mindi would walk her two stepsisters to school that day, but when they returned home, Mindi was nowhere to be found, and the front door had been left open, which was incredibly strange. Apparently, there was no indication of a struggle, and all of her personal belongings had been left behind, including her purse and her identification. Apparently, the last person to see Mindi alive was a gas station clerk at the Circle K. The clerk said that Mindi made a phone call, and then she left. The clerk said a green and tan station wagon pulled into the parking lot, grabbed Mindi, and drove away, and then she was never seen or heard from again. Unfortunately, Mindi had lived a turbulent life from the very beginning. When she was only 2 years old, her mother, Mary, had been drowned in her own bathtub in her apartment in Yonkers, New York. Police immediately suspected Mindi's father, Alan, but he was never charged due to lack of evidence. Apparently, Mindi lived with her paternal grandmother and aunt, while Alan was serving time in prison for assault and attempted rape. Her father, Alan, was released from prison when she was 7 years old, and unfortunately, she had to go live with him. 3 days before her disappearance, Mindi would actually tell police that her father, Alan, had been molesting her, and not just once. He did this continually for the last 5 years. Child Protective Services immediately removed her from the house and placed her with her stepmother, who was divorcing Alan. And then 3 days later, she would disappear at that gas station. I do find it strange that CPS actually placed her in the care of her stepmother. You would think she would go back to her aunt or paternal grandmother, so that's a little bit strange to me. What's even worse is no one reported Mindi missing until 1995. Apparently, her relatives said that she had a history of running away, and they simply thought she just decided to escape and start a new life. But CPS had apparently dropped their investigation into her father a short time after she just disappeared. You would think that CPS would be like, hey, this child reported that her father had been molesting her for 5 years and now she's nowhere to be found. Maybe file a missing persons report. Apparently, Alan would have 6 children and eventually die in 1994 in a car accident. Police do believe foul play is suspected. They do believe she was abducted that day, but no one knows if Alan was considered the prime suspect or a suspect at all. But apparently, Mindi's half-sister said that Alan did drive a station wagon like that, the one that was reportedly seen at the gas station that had abducted Mindi. Obviously, the case is unsolved, and it's pretty much a cold case at this point. This system completely failed Mindi. I mean, honestly, not only did the system fail her, but her family did as well. I'm not sure why her stepmother didn't report her missing. You would think that if this child had reported that her father had been molesting her and then suddenly she just vanishes, even if you thought she ran away, you would likely want to report it just in case. And there's very little information on Alan as a suspect. Did they question him? Did they track his whereabouts? I mean, what happened in this situation? I feel like there's no information out there to suggest that he was questioned or even brought in to be interrogated or anything. It seemed like nobody cared about this poor child. Her mother died, she didn't have anybody, and she just lived in this shitty environment. And she goes missing, and it's years before anybody reports her missing. It's just sickening to me. I'd love to know your thoughts on this case in the comments below, so let me know. But that's it for today, guys. If you like this video or any other video on my channel, be sure to subscribe and turn on alerts so you never miss video upload. If you have a suggestion for a case, pop in the comments below and I'll get to as many as possible. Check out some other videos on my channel while you wait for the next upload. See you next time.